And the first campaign we have launches on March 28th, and this one's called Ptolemaeus, and this plays 1 to 4 players and takes about 20 to 50 minutes to play. And in this game, players are ambitious astronomers of Egypt, and each of the players is trying to prove that they can predict the movement of the 7 known planets traveling through the 12 zodiac constellations. And the way that this game works is that players will be setting up the game by first choosing a starting date, and then that starting date is going to dictate the way that you set up the board. So depending on the date that you choose, you're going to follow the instructions that go along with that date, and then you're going to be putting out the different planets in the different areas on the board based on that. And then on following rounds, the planets will actually move around the board, visiting different constellations and forming different configurations between themselves and the other planets. And players are going to be taking turns each round performing 1 of 3 possible actions, and the 3 actions are to either draw 2 constellation cards, observe 1 constellation, or observe 1 configuration. And the way that this works is that players are trying to get these constellation cards in order to study planets, and that first action to draw the 2 constellation cards allows players to either draw that blindly from the deck, or they can draw it from one of the 6 face-up cards that are available to all players. But if players feel like they have enough constellation cards, they can use them for one of the 2 following actions, and the first one is to observe 1 constellation. And to do that, all the player has to do is discard a card in their hand that matches a constellation on the board, and if that constellation has a planet on it, the player can put a token on that planet, which allows them to begin studying that specific planet. This means that you're probably going to want to get as many of these on the board as possible, which brings us to our third action, and this allows you to observe 1 configuration. So the planets and comets can align in different ways, and observing these different configurations and having the right cards in your hand will allow you to play multiple of those constellation cards, enabling you to put down multiple tokens in a single turn. And once a player has gotten those 3 tokens down on a constellation and planet, they have fully studied that planet and earned the victory points associated with it, but they also get to draw a bonus card as well as a bonus asteroid token. These tokens can be saved to trade in for more cards on a future turn, or they can be cashed in for victory points. And the way that this game ends is as soon as a single player earns 12 victory points, that triggers the end of the game immediately, and that player wins the game. And of course, if you want to check out this campaign or any other that I mentioned in this video, I have links to all these campaigns in the description below.